Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about Mars. And I love talking about Mars because Mars is the planet that really does deal with action. And wherever it is in accordance to the signs, it creates events. I call it the trigger. So what I'm going to be talking about now is Mars being in the sign of Taurus. And it is in Taurus from June 20th to August 2nd. And this portion of the Zodiac is teeming with stars that give us all sorts of deep meanings. And where I'm going with this is the Pleiades. And in the Pleiades, there's all this mythology in Greek as well as Vedic myths. And the one that I always follow is about the 7 weeping sisters. And these 7 weeping sisters, the reason why they're weeping is because they were falsely accused by their husbands of adultery. So there's some kind of message in this about being falsely accused. And this could come out during this time, although, you know, anytime somebody's falsely accused in this world today, there's never any truth that comes out. People still believe what they want to believe, right? But this could be, in effect, something that is happening during this time. Take a look and be aware. And for the most part, what I like to tell people, and this is true, that it could be happening in your life, so be aware. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's got to be adultery, but just being falsely accused. So that's what this can indicate. So remember that I am a Vedic sidereal astrologer. I am not talking about the Western tropical placements. And these are the true placements astronomically. That's why I choose the Vedic to work with. And continuing on, I want you to know that at this time, Mars being in Taurus is powerful. Taurus is ruled by Venus, so this can also be indicative of relationships and maybe even relationships that are not working, having to be worked out. So when Mars enters into Taurus, it's going to be in the nakshatra Krittika, and it will remain in Krittika till July 4th. Krittika is, the symbol is a knife or a blade, a razor blade. So what it really is, it's very sharp, it's pungent, and it hurts. Krittika is a really sharp nakshatra for Mars to be in, because Mars can represent anger, violence, distress. It is the planet of war, don't forget. Therefore, when we're looking at Mars, we are talking about a planet that can deal with attacks. It rules fire, it rules sports, it rules competition, it rules aggression. This is Mars. So flat out, I always just tell people, just imagine Mars rules war. And therefore it can rule weapons, knives, guns, anything. But my point is, in Krittika, it is one of the sharpest, most intense places for it to be, because a planet of war doesn't need to be in a sign that deals with razors, cutting to the chase, getting to the bottom of things, being sharp, and people saying things they wish they didn't say, because Mars can be very impulsive and impatient. It is not a patient planet. Mars wants to go 150 miles an hour. So Krittika makes things happen that could even involve accidents. So this is that period of Mars from the time that Mars will already be in Krittika, by the way, before June 20th, when Mars enters into Taurus. But I'm telling you the times that it's in Taurus and in the particular nakshatra I'm referring to. Now, starting July 4th or 5th, when Mars goes into Rohini, it softens it up. So this will be a bit, but it's going to go into Rohini, and Rohini is that nakshatra that deals with the finer things of life. Rohini deals with sensuality and sensitivity. It deals with luxury, beautiful things. It deals with pretty much sexuality too. This is Rohini. Mars in this nakshatra will make things more intense in these type of areas. And that can even go for spending. That can even go for prices of things maybe escalating. That type of thing. But Rohini is a really good nakshatra in terms of wealth. It could even make things better with wealth in the economy. I think things are just going to be up and down, but one way or another, Mars in this nakshatra will feel better than in Krittika, but still, all in all, it is Mars, and we have so much going on during this time that is so intense. And being in Rohini is where it's right in the middle of the Pleiades. And this is tough. This is really tough. So, moving on into July 24th, till Mars leaves the sign of Taurus, Mars will be in the nakshatra called Mrigashire. So July 24th, Mars goes into Mrigashire and it's still in Taurus. Once Mars goes into Gemini, it will still be in Mrigashire because some of these nakshatras, such as Krittika and Mrigashire, flank across two different signs. They're part in one sign and the other. But I am just talking about while Mars is in Taurus. So it will be in Taurus and it will be in Mrigashire from July 24th to August 2nd. Mrigashira is the nakshatra of searching, hunting, finding things. So this is what Mars is going to excel in. Finding things, excelling, moving forward, and searching for things. Mrigashira is ruled by Mars. So Mars in a Mars-ruled nakshatra will be even more intense. Mars energy will be more strong, more powerful, it can even deal with more anger and attacks. But this nakshatra can also deal with finding things. So it will even help you find things that maybe you're searching for. I actually think Krittika, even though Krittika is ruled by the sun, is much harsher than Mrigashira. So Mrigashira can also mean that Mars being in a Mars-ruled nakshatra is it's more comfortable there and it can get more done. But in Krittika, we've got some problems. In Rohini, we have some retribution problems, such as dealing with this whole myth of being falsely accused. And Mars being in the nakshatra that is ruled by the moon, Rohini, will affect people more on an emotional level, more sensitivity level, deep feelings. So Mars, the whole time, it is in Taurus. Taurus represents, it can also deal with banking and money. finances. So Mars here means there is a lot of energy. I think this is going to cause the stock market to go up and down and be extreme just by being in Taurus. And Taurus, like I said before, is ruled by Venus, so it deals with relationships and what's happening in the area of our own personal relationships. It will bring things out. So let me tell you a little bit about how this Mars being in Taurus will affect you according to your moon or your ascendant. Just to give you a brief analysis so you know what to expect during this time of June 20th through August 2nd. And that is, if you have an Aries moon or ascendant, you're going to be compelled to spend more. Mars is in your second. Be careful what you say and be careful with your spending. If you have a Taurus ascendant or moon, Mars is in your first house. And this would represent that you feel more impulsive, more impatient, and things are going really fast for you, but be careful of accidents. If your moon or ascendant are in Gemini, then this is going to affect you in terms of people coming back from the past and reliving things that maybe aren't so pleasant, but you need to heal. But be careful about people being jealous behind the scenes and in the workplace. If your moon or ascendant sit in Cancer, then Mars will be in the 11th. This could cause problems for you with friends being too abrupt, and you might feel attacked by a friend, or if you have an older sibling, this could be an issue. If you have a moon or ascendant in Leo, then Mars is 10th from the moon or the ascendant, and this represents career opportunities and good things happening. Just be careful about making your boss feel threatened in any way. So if you have a Virgo ascendant or moon, then Mars is in the 9th. You could be going on trips, sudden exciting trips and openings or new learning. If you have a Libra moon or ascendant, Mars being in Taurus is in your 8th. There's a lot of digging up old things and transformational changes on a psychological level. You'll have more psychic intuition. If you have a Scorpio moon or ascendant, Mars is in your 7th. Be careful what you do and say in your partnerships. You could find that your partner, business or love, they could be more conflicting or more argumentative. If you're looking for a relationship, you could find more energy in that area too. So if you have a Sagittarius moon or ascendant, be careful of accidents and be careful of your health. And be careful what you do around the workplace. If you have a Capricorn moon or ascendant, then this means Mars is in the 5th from your ascendant or moon. Be careful of your children. They could be a little bit more aggressive. If you don't have children, then this is the time that you will be very, very creative. Entrepreneurial ideas will come to mind. Be careful of investing though. Don't be too impulsive. If you have a moon in Aquarius or an ascendant in Aquarius, then Mars is 4th from the moon or the ascendant. You may be renovating, tearing up your house. There may be some problems in the house, things breaking down, and or you could have some problems with your mother if she's around. And last, if your moon or your ascendant is in Pisces, then this means that you could have some problems with siblings, as well as you might be going on some sporadic, unexpected, impulsive trips. And you're spending a lot of time going places, probably in a car. All right, so Mars in Taurus. There's a lot to be said about this. There's a lot that's going to happen. And I think Mars is not necessarily comfortable in the sign of Taurus. It's difficult, and I've seen difficult things happen in the past when Mars transits through this constellation. So be aware, be upfront, and remember where Mars is going to affect you most according to your chart. So with that, I think I'll close. Remember, if you want to learn more about me, go to my website, galacticcenter.org. Don't forget to try my app. It is so worth it. Give it a try. You'll see what I mean. It's the best astrological app out there. And if you want to learn from me, become my student, go to my university, University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.